market action, how will these overnight cues impact our own markets? We have our research team joining in to tell you just that. The trade setup, the stocks that are likely to be in the news, and the action from the F&O space as well. Hey guys, a very good morning to all of you. Ekta, let me come across to you first up. We have a lot of cues coming in from the global markets, our own markets as well. What is the market setup looking like today?
Hi, thanks for that. Well, yes, morning. Yesterday the markets did end higher. We had the Nifty, which was close to its 20-day moving average, which was a positive. Adani stocks continue to recover as well. So 6 out of the Adani Group stocks, in fact, gained for the second straight session. RBI moves were on expected lines. The major events such as the RBI as well as the Fed meet are now behind us. The next port of call will be the CPI data from the US on the 14th of January. And in the near term, the markets will be focusing on earnings as well as global cues. US markets closed lower overnight. Asia largely lower. The market is really contemplating what the Fed is going to go do next. SGX is indicating a bit of a flattish start. Today, weekly options expiry, we have the AMFI data for the month of January. Lot of results post markets which the street will be reacting to. So the likes of Adani Power, Cummins, Equitas, JB Chemicals, and results tomorrow, results today rather, Adani Total Gas, IRCTC, Aurobindo, Lupin. So a lot to look forward to in terms of result reactions. Flows, FIIs net sold around 736.8 crores, so lesser quantum that we've seen at least in the past 2 to 3 trading sessions. DIIs continue to net buy, so net the institutions were buyers in yesterday's trading session. Levels to watch, on the upside it is now the 100-day moving average, and whether we can even sustain the 20-day moving average. And just watch out because the markets have now been, or the Nifty is making higher lows, so the intraday low has been rising or has at least risen since Friday's intraday low of 17,584. So that I presume would become an important support on the downside.
All right, that's the market setup. Ekta, thank you so much for that. Let's talk about all the stocks that will be in focus. Vivek is joining with that list. Vivek?
Well, good morning. Quite a few stocks on our radar on the back of, results that were declared post-market hours yesterday. First on our list is Trent. Now, quite a strong growth as far as the top line is concerned, especially when you're seeing it on a year-on-year basis. Revenues up almost 54%, EBITDA up almost 18.5%, profitability up 20%. The only concern being the margin contraction that's been seen on a year-on-year basis, coming in at 14% versus 18.2% last year around. Cummins India, very strong set of numbers. It's a clean beat as far as our own estimates are concerned. Revenues higher by almost 26% on a year-on-year basis. EBITDA is up 52%, and when you're talking about the profitability coming in at 360 crore, up 50% on a year-on-year basis, our pool was closer to 270 crore. Honeywell Automation, slight concerns as far as the margins are concerned over here as well. Margins lowest in the past 3 years. Revenues higher by 18%, EBITDA up 7%, margins coming in at 12.8 versus 14.1% last year around. Gujarat Pipavav Port, it's a very strong set of numbers from the company this time around. When you're talking about the revenues up 48.5%, EBITDA up 64% on a year-on-year basis, and profitability up almost 90%. Again, very good set over there. Adani Power, slightly muted set of numbers this time around. Even though the revenues were higher by 45% on a year-on-year basis, there was a one-time revenue impact this time around that aided the revenues. EBITDA is down 17% and profitability is down almost 96%. Lastly, keep an eye out for NCC as well. Good set of numbers from the company this time around. Revenues higher by 28%. Strong execution aided the EBITDA higher by 36% and profitability coming in at 157 crore versus 76 crore last year around.
Okay, that is the list of the stocks that you have to keep on your radar. Thank you, Vivek, for that. Finally, let me go across to Mangalam, joining in with all the cues from the F&O space. Hey, Mangalam.
Good morning. So remember, the Nifty has been in that 17,650 to 17,850, 17,900 sort of range, right? Yesterday was a good day, and the Nifty moved towards the higher end of that range. In fact, just about closed at the 20-day moving average. 17,872 was the close yesterday, and the 20-day moving average is 17,872 itself. The SGX Nifty indicating an absolutely flat start. The reason why the up move took place yesterday was because the institutions were net buyers in the cash market. We had DIIs out by FIIs selling. At the same time, we saw a fair amount of short covering. During the day, we saw the Nifty open interest fall by about 4% on the Jan futures, rather Feb futures. But importantly, the FIIs, the data confirmed that 1,250 crore worth purchase in index futures, and they've actually covered almost 10,000 short contracts. As a result of which, their long exposure has inched mildly higher from about 16-17% to about 19-odd%. The important data point today, the weekly options expiry, and ahead of that, the FIs have written 1 lakh puts. This compares with 61,000 calls that they've written. So what they believe is that there is a stronger support than resistance on the way up. There was short covering the 17,800 call, but importantly, there was a fair amount of writing in the 17,800 put for a premium of 32 as well. So that's telling you that, 17,750 is the first mark of support that bulls are looking for. However, from a long-term standpoint, we are looking at 17,700, 17,650 to 17,700 as an important support. On the way up, the 100-day moving average continues to be a bit of a resistance. The Nifty Bank, which is underperforming, has faced resistance at both the 100 and the 20-day moving averages. So for any move on the Nifty, we have to watch whether the Nifty Bank can first go ahead and cross these resistance marks or not.
All right, thank you, Mangalam, for that. So that's the trade setup for the day and the stocks to watch out for as well. We'll slip into a break now. Up next, the MSCI says it will review and implement changes